So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Salford City versus Bradford City. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 13 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on today's video. If you could try and hit 70 likes, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions as well as your starting 11 down in the comment section down below. It's going to be a tough game. Salford are obviously a very good side. They've been in the league now for a couple of seasons, spending the big money, haven't quite managed to get out of the league so far. They did sign former Bradford player Elliot Watt in the summer transfer window as well. I believe they had to pay a compensation fee for him as well. You know, there was a lot of fans who wanted to see him stay. I personally thought he was really good under Mark Hughes, but I anticipate because he's gone to Salford, probably for the money, he's going to get a little bit of grief off the Bradford fans for this game. But it's certainly going to be a tough one. They've had a fantastic start to the season, so make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current table, my team Bradford City currently sits 6th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 12 games, we've got 6 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats, 18 goals scored, 11 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 7 goal difference and 21 points. Our last couple of games then have been a loss, a win, a draw, a win, and a win. So 4 points picked up from our last 3 matches. Our last couple of games then have been a 1-0 defeat at home to Stockport, a 2-2 draw at home to Leicester City's under-21s, losing 4-2 on penalties, a 2-1 win away at Harrogate Town, a 2-2 draw at home to AFC Wimbledon, a 3-0 win at home to Stevenage, a 2-1 win away to Tranmere, and then just before that we had a 2-1 win at home to Walsall. That then compared to Salford City though, they're currently sat 4th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 12 games they've got 7 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats, 17 goals scored, 9 goals conceded, which leaves them on a positive 8 goal difference and 24 points. Their last couple of games then have been a win, a draw, a win, a loss, and a win. Them last couple of games then being a 1-0 win away at Northampton Town. That is an absolutely exceptional result. To not only beat Northampton, but to beat them at their own place is a fantastic result, so fair play to them for that. Before that, they had a 1-1 draw at home to Grimsby Town, a 2-1 win away at Sutton United, a 0-0 draw at home to Accrington Stanley, but they won 4-2 on penalties in the Papa John's Trophy. They also had a 1-0 defeat, at home to Tranmere Rovers, a 1-0 win away at Harrogate Town, and then just before that, they had a 2-2 draw at home to Crawley Town. So they don't seem to be doing that good so far this season at home. They seem to be picking up more results away from home rather than at home, so that could be maybe something we look to capitalise on. I would say overall as well, we've probably had some better results, especially as of late, away from home rather than at home, so fingers crossed that works in our favour for this game and we get back to winning ways. Now then, let's speak about the team that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. So I was going to go with a 4-3-3 formation and have a holding midfielder and 2 more advanced midfielders, but I've gone back to the 4-2-3-1 that we've played for pretty much every game so far this season. In goal, I'd got Harry Lewis. I didn't really give him the credit that he probably deserved after that game against Stockport. He actually made 2 or 3 unbelievable saves to keep the scoreline down. He was fantastic in that game and was probably one of 2, maybe 3 players who actually performed above a 5 out of 10 against Stockport. Right back, I've gone with Brad Halliday. Don't think he had his greatest game against Stockport. I'm sure I'll be saying that for a lot of the players in this one, but I don't think he did too much wrong. He was just kind of a little bit isolated in that second half when we changed formation. We weren't really playing with the right winger, so he kept having to go backwards. I know a lot of fans were getting frustrated by that, but he can't exactly dribble around 3-4 players and stick a ball into the box. At the end of the day, he's a right back, and yeah, for me personally, I just think he's our best right back, so I'll go with him on that side. 2 centre-backs, firstly, Matty Platt. Again, I don't think it was his greatest game against Stockport. To be honest with you, I thought Kyle Wootton bullied him and Odesina, but I thought at the end of the day, I don't really think he did too much wrong. For me personally, partnering Matty Platt, I've gone with Jan Songo. I think he's earned his chance to start the game now. I don't think Critchlow and Odesina have particularly impressed in the last couple of matches in the league, so for me personally, I'd like to see Songo come in. Granted, he's not the best on the ball, but against a team like Salford, who are going to have a big physical striker like Matt Smith, I think you need to have some big physical centre-halves. So if you go with Matty Platt and Jan Songo, I think them two could maybe deal with Matt Smith fairly well. Left back, I've gone with Matty Folds. Liam Rideout still unavailable, so for me personally, I think Matty Folds has to play. I thought he was one of 2 good outfield players against Stockport. I thought overall Folds had a pretty decent game, was putting some good balls into the box, but nobody could quite get onto the end of them. So for me personally, Matty Folds has to start at left back. Moving in then to the 2 holding midfielders. Firstly, obviously the captain, Richie Smallwood. Again, I don't think it was his best game against Stockport, but I think he does play better against the better sides, the teams who like to have the ball. We saw that in the games against Hull and Blackburn when he played, even Sheffield Wednesday as well. I think he's been really, really good this season when he's played against better sides. So against a team like Salford, Salford, you need to have Smallwood in there to break the play up and pick out the passes and not go short from corners. Partnering him, this might surprise a few people, but I've gone with Ryan East. I don't think Gilead was that great against Stockport, and I feel like a lot of teams at the moment are really pressing us, and Gilead doesn't necessarily have the composure on the ball like a Ryan East does. So I've gone with Ryan East to partner Richie Smallwood. Obviously, Gilead brings a lot more energy than what Ryan East does, but I think East is so much more composed on the ball, and if you want him to play out from the back, you need to have midfielders who are very composed on the ball. Ryan East will keep the ball 9 times out of 10. He's very, very good at retaining possession, and he might not be as offensive as Gilead, but Gilead this season has been a little bit susceptible to be constantly going sideways or backwards, whereas East, we saw in that game against Leicester, he's happy to take risks and put balls into the box. He's certainly got a fantastic delivery. That'll also help us from set pieces as well. So for me personally, I've gone with Ryan East. I think he probably will go with Gilead, and I don't hate that idea whatsoever. I just think against the better sides who are probably going to look to presses, you need somebody who's slightly better on the ball. So in my opinion, East should partner Smallwood in the holding midfield roles. On the right wing, I've gone with Harry Chapman. Again, like what I've said for the past couple of weeks, he's just simply not a winger. I think if you want to play somebody in that number 10 position, for me personally, it has to be Lee Angle. If he's playing in that number 10 role against Salford City's sitter, which will obviously be Elliot Watt, I think Angle could really dominate Elliot Watt because he's not the quickest, he's obviously not the strongest. Angle's got a lot taller than him. The only real thing that Watt might have over him is passing ability, and Angle's not really a presser, so if you give Elliot Watt time on the ball, he might spray a nice diagonal ball. But apart from that, I think for me personally, Chapman has to start on the right, Angle has to start in the middle, and on the left hand side I've gone with Tyreek Wright. I can't say recently I've been impressed by players like Dion Pereira. Scott Banks, I'm still not sure if he's available from injury, but I think he's probably our best right winger at the moment. I think Chapman has to play, but he has to play on the wing, and if you want to play Chapman, then you've got to play Tyreek Wright as well, and I think out of them two, Chapman has to start on the right and Tyreek Wright has to start on the left in my opinion. And up front, that does obviously leave Andy Cook. Again, he's been not his greatest over the last couple of games. He's only one open play goal, I think, in 3 games now, but what chances has he had? I don't think he's had one chance really, that proper good quality chance that's being carved out from him. If you give him a good chance, he's going to score it 99 out of 100 times, but I don't feel like he's really getting the service at the moment. I thought when Viden Oliver came on against Stockport, to be fair, he looked to put himself about and he won a little bit more in the air than what Andy Cook did, but again, we didn't really get service to our strikers, so we can't really compare the two because neither of them really had any service. On the bench then for me, that would leave Colin Doyle, Romany Critchlow, Alex Gilead, Scott Banks, but if he's not fit, then I'd go with Dion Pereira, Jake Young, Cian Harrah and Viden Oliver, which means the players who miss out would be Heath Richardson, Joe O'Shaughnessy, Luke Hendry, Timmy Odesina, Liam Rydalge, Levi Sutton, Emmanuel Osadibe, Jamie Walker, Aboisa, and then it would be Dion Pereira, but if Scott Banks is not available, then obviously Dion will be on the bench, and it'll be Scott Banks who isn't available. So now then, let's move into my game week 13 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with the Friday kickoff, Tranmere Rovers versus Crewe Alexandra. I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for Tranmere. Into the 2 early kickoffs on Saturday, Harrogate Town versus Hartlepool United. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win there for Hartlepool. And then the 1 PM kickoff between Mansfield Town and Walsall, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Mansfield. The rest of them are all Saturday at 3 o'clock kickoff. So AFC Wimbledon versus Sutton United, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Wimbledon. Carlisle United versus Doncaster Rovers, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Carlisle. Crawley Town versus Newport County, both recently sacking their managers, so I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw in that one. Gillingham FC versus Stevenage FC, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win there for Steve Evans against his former club. Leyton Orient versus Northampton Town, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for the Cobblers. Rochdale AFC versus Barrow AFC, I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Barrow. Salford City versus Bradford City, I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Salford. Whenever I predict us to have a positive result, we always get a negative one. So from now until the end of the season, I'm always going to predict Bradford City to lose, because then we'll actually win some matches, because literally every time I've predicted us to win this season, we have not won. So I'm going with 2-1 Salford. Stockport County versus Grimsby Town, I'm going to go the 2-1 home win for Stockport. I've realised I've done a lot of 2-1s in my fixture. I think 9 out of the 12 fixtures I've predicted a 2-1 in there. So yeah, certainly an interesting one. It tells you how tight the league is at the moment, that anyone could beat anyone by a couple goals. And then the final game is Swindon Town versus Colchester United. I'm going to go the 2-0 home win for Swindon in that one. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes. As I said at the the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score predictions as well as your starting 11 for this game. Shout out to our current tier 3 channel member BDavies211. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all Saturday for the Salford away match day vlog. Peace.